I don't know whether you're aware of this or not, but Jodie Foster started making television commercials at the age of 3, was nominated for an Oscar by the time she was 14. She's now a student at Yale, I think in her 3rd year, and she's starring in Svengali, a movie for television which airs, as they say, on another network. Your show's on another network, too. On Wednesday, March 9th, she's about to begin production on the movie Hotel New Hampshire. Would you welcome, please, Jodie Foster. Did you get caught in traffic tonight?
Yes.
I wondered what.
But I must tell you that it's Svengali that airs on March 9th.
Svengali, I was.
And on CBS.
What'd you say?
CBS. No, I didn't say it.
They would have found it anyway.
But Hotel New Hampshire starts in April.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I dropped by your dressing room to say hello before the show, and they said she's not here. And I said, She's on the Pacific Coast Highway, stuck in the mud.
Next time I'll take my VW.
Yeah. What happened? You trusted somebody else to?
Yeah.
You know the last time you were on this show?
I was little, I think.
You were 14 years old.
Okay.
I believe. And now was I right? 3rd year?
Yeah, now I'm 20.
20, 3rd year at Yale.
Yeah, junior.
I think that's great.
Yeah, I do too.
You're serious about your school, aren't you?
Very much. I mean, I always have been, but it's, even when I was younger, I always knew that I would be going to college. It's never been any kind of...
Really?
Yeah, alternative, basically. So
what are you studying?
Well, I'm a literature major, and that's basically all I'm thinking about right now. I'm reading a lot of books.
Right. Do you have a normal life there, being well-known? Isn't it difficult to go around college, or do they...
Well, you make your normal life. I mean, you sort of have... I've always had a normal life. I wouldn't know what an abnormal life would be, or maybe it's the other way around.
Normal. I mean, you were making commercials when you were 3, you've been in the public eye,
Well, the thing about Yale is that everybody there has some sort of specialty. You know, they're great scientists or great musicians, and so I'm just somebody that's come in with some sort of specialty.
Right.
And, you know, they've had 3 years to get used to it.
Right.
So I guess they're okay by now.
Svengali is this the movie with...
Peter O'Toole.
Peter O'Toole.
Right.
He's a remarkable actor.
Oh, he's wonderful. He's incredible. He's one of the only people I know that can do the most outrageous, extreme things and somehow get away with it. You know, the whole Lawrence of Arabia hands-out thing. And no one else in the world could pull it off.
Little larger than life. I was watching, they replayed on television the other night, they were playing My Favorite Year. I don't know anybody else could have done that part as wild as he did.
Yes, that's true.
And play it for comedy. This is a unique love affair, isn't it?
Well, I suppose unique. He's a Hungarian voice teacher, and I'm a sort of New York bohemian type rock star, and we hate each other. We start out absolutely despising each other, and I call him all sorts of names, he calls me names, and then suddenly the love story starts, and I can't seem to sing without him being in the room. So,
Thus, Svengali.
Yeah, but I won't tell you the end.
Okay, all right. So we'll have to watch.
Okay.
Somebody told me you never took acting lessons.
No, I never did. It's either that I haven't had the time or I never thought of it. But I've been working for 17 years.
Yeah, I couldn't believe when somebody said you were doing... What do you remember about playing Muppets, I guess you'd call them, on television commercials?
I bet you somebody else wrote that for you.
Well, Muppets is a good word for it, a Muppet.
Well, I remember falling into a river once in Sacramento. I remember a lot of things. You know, I was bitten by a lion once. I worked with camels and pigs. And I remember everybody always calling me the kid. I mean, I never had a name. I was always called the kid, but it was fine. It's like growing up, it's given me an education I wouldn't have had. You know, been able to go to places and learn different languages and, you know, talk with grown-ups, meet with grown-ups, and not be afraid to talk about politics or what I thought about civil rights, you know, that kind of thing.
Did you feel at all at that time you were missing any childhood? As you said, to you it was normal because you were always in it.
I missed all the bad parts of childhood. You know, I missed waking up and saying, oh, this boy doesn't like me, or oh, I have acne and everyone hates me. That somehow I passed all that up. But the good things about it I certainly got, and maybe I got later when I could appreciate them, certainly in college.
Yeah.
You know, where I'd never really been around certainly 1,600 people, you know, my own age.
Yeah.
So that was a whole education in itself, too.
I know you probably don't really want to get into this, but it's almost hard to avoid.
Okay.
No, I don't mean it, because people, it obviously had to be a very traumatic thing for you, this John Hinckley obsession with you. And you had you were able to get through that all right and stay on a fairly normal level? How did you handle that?
Well, that's a big question. I mean, mostly I was at school, and the best place in the world for me to be would have been at Yale, where everybody was incredibly protective, certainly. And it's been a while now. The best thing we can say about it is that it's over. And also, you know, I grew up in a business where you had to learn to deal with troubleshooting situations.
Right.
And in some ways, I think actors are probably better prepared for things like that because you have to deal on a grown-up level, you know,
Right.
every day, something, you know, either your cues are off or someone's yelling at you or whatever it is.
Right.
And so you learn to draw on survival things that you wouldn't have normally,
Yeah.
possibly.
I just wondered in your private moments if that ever goes through your head and causes you any undue concern or worry.
Well, it has also been an education. I wrote a piece for Esquire that sort of talked about that. And yes, there were things that had to be worked out. But once they're worked out, once you've written them down or, say, expressed them, I don't know, theatrically,
Right.
then you have room for other things. And now I have room for a lot more literature and a lot more philosophy and
Right.
a lot more, you know, those kind of tracks.
That had to be unpleasant to go through, and I think you handled it very, very well.
Thank you.
Because that is tough to handle. What kind of literature are you taking? American literature, English literature, or what?
No. Well, right now I started out with classics, and then I went to modernism, and then I went to women's fiction, and now it's black women's fiction, and then it's Afro-American oral narrative. So it shifts every day, basically.
Yeah, is this just to complete what you feel yourself as a person, or something you want to have to do with your acting, or something that you ever want to teach?
I always wanted to teach only so I could get up in front of like 20 people and tell them all they were jerks. You know, I always wanted to do that. Have that kind of that position of power, I think would be wonderful. But certainly not as a profession. What I want to do is write fiction mostly.
Right.
You know.
Are you writing? Do you like to?
Well, I'm writing now for different publications, essays and things like that, and interviews.
Yeah.
But fiction, no. I really haven't written that much fiction.
Yeah.
That's what I really like to be doing now.
Do you see acting always being a part of your life, or could you divorce yourself and step away from it and say,
I've been doing it for so
That's
many
what I'm
years.
saying, yeah.
I couldn't imagine not acting. But at the same time, I certainly couldn't imagine only doing that.
Right.
I mean, for 3 months a year, just doing that and then sort of going to the gym or,
Yeah.
you know, taking voice lessons or something.
who do you
Gym.
listen to for advice? Do you have a close advisor, or do you listen to yourself mainly? And
Well, I listen to myself. Don't we all?
Yeah.
But I do listen to my mother,
yeah,
and who tells me everything from, you know, whatever there is. And we get into big fights and, you know, we make up and we cry and we do all that, but we're still best friends.
that's great.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. We shall be right back in just a moment. We're back. We just got a minute or so here. I hate to ask fan magazine questions, but
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, I mean, you know, people always want to know what your status is, who you're going with, you plan to get married, would you like to get married, stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you asking the question now?
No, I didn't mean
no,
personally.
I didn't think so, no.
No, I thought you. No, this was not a proposal. Would you marry another actor?
No, I haven't thought about marriage. I've only thought about children. Is that a terrible? I think you're
No.
not supposed to do that. But it's only because, like, I want to name my children certain names.
Like what?
Jetson.
Jetson?
Jetson, after the Jetsons. Right? Don't we all love the Jetsons?
That could be done, I guess.
I grew up with the Jetsons. That was it.
Yeah.
But I haven't thought about marriage, no.
Just the children.
That's right.
I guess people work that out in different ways.
And the clothes.
You have 5, don't you?
I have 6. You could have mine.
6?
Yeah, sure.
Rental on weekends or something
yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
It's nice to have you here, really.
Nice to meet
Good to
you
see you.
again.
Don't make it another 6 or 7 years. Come back and see us, will you?
I'll come back and marry you, and we can have a really good child.
No, go for it, sure. Anyway, Maureen, thank you. That was very sweet of you to say that. But no, it's been a long time since I. What am I reading here?